Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. We're going to be fine-tuning this golf cart. It's been upgraded from a resistor cart to a solid state controller. It's got a 1205 Curtis clone controller in it, and we will be programming it with this 1313 programmer. So this golf cart's got 535 watts of solar on it, DC disconnect switch for the solar, 600 watt boost controller to charge the battery. We've got a WEIZE lithium battery in here. This is a 105 amp hour battery. And here's the controller, DC motor controller. Now that's a clone controller. I've got my cable plugged into the bottom. I'll plug that into our programmer. So for the programming, I've got a 20-page programming guide here. Now it says a complete programming guide, but I think it still needs a little more work. This is good for the Curtis controller and also the Chinese clone, and we're going to be doing the Chinese clone today. Now the difference is the Chinese clone is running different firmware, so the settings are different. This guide compares the two different controllers and how to program each one. So you can turn your key on. This bad boy is going to power on up. Go over to parameters. Here you're going to select with that button. I'm going to use these soft keys here, up and down arrows, to scroll through all of these categories. You'll be able to click on, push this over arrow, which will give you a subcategory in each of those. And then you can go through and set all of the settings you need to. You need to be setting those with the up and down, plus or minus. So here with the go to under voltage cutback. Now if I go minus, those values are going down. Want to go back up, push the plus, back up to 88. So if you want to go faster, you can hold down the 10 times or the 100 times while you're pushing these up and down arrows, and it goes either 10 times faster or 100 times faster. To get out of your subcategory, is push the over. Now we're back into these main categories. You do that same thing on each one of these. You go in, set them, go on out. So in the back of the guide, it tells you how to save everything before you start. So you can save all your current settings in case you mess something up. For me, I've already messed up so many settings because I've been trying different things and doing things. I've been working with Claude. Claude helped me make the guide here. So if there's some stuff that doesn't quite make sense or something like that, blame it on AI. So in my program guide, I've got a quick reference. We'll start at the top and just work our way down the list. Under voltage cutback, take that up to 88%, which means I'm going to push the soft key, go into that, click up, it's 75, we're going to take that up to 88. Just exit out, go to the next one, under voltage cutback rate. So on your Curtis settings, you just have fast. On this one, it's done in amps. And so I'm going to take that up to 50 amps. There we go. Under voltage cutoff. We'll exit. We'll go down to that one. We will take that up to 74. This says max available. It can go up to 87%, looks like. So current limit, go to that. Go down to current, main current limit, 500 amps. That's when the difference is the clone controller is 500 amps and the genuine Curtis is 400 amp rating. That's set. I've got this set all the way up to the top. And we're going to go into plug current limit, which I've got set to 120 amps. And the reason why I did that is because lower amps and it wasn't really stopping me, and higher amps, it was locking up the tires. Reverse speed isn't programmed into here. Skip that. Now we're into speed. Accelerate 1.2 seconds. That's how fast you take off. Quick start is on 1 second. I've got my max speed 100%. So the clone controller can be programmed for 10 different throttle types. For us, we want to be set to type 0, which is how they come programmed most likely when you buy them. The other thing is sometimes they'll be programmed for 5 to 0K, but more standard 0 to 5 ohms, which is your pop box and your M-Core 4 if you connect the right two wires. And I'm running the M-Core 4 in this golf cart. So now we are in throttle type 0 set, throttle deadband. Now that has to do with how far you push the accelerator before it starts engaging the motor and going. So in my guide, I've got descriptions on what each setting does. And so that is currently, we are set at 6%. Throttle max, let's go down to that. We want that set at 95%. So that means that my throttle will hit 100% when I'm actually, my M-Core 4 is at 95%. The reason to do that is because my M-Core 4 is only going up to 4.6 ohms. It's not hitting a full 5. With that setting, I will get a full 100% throttle. Map, I am not finding any difference between 20% or 80%. That has to do with the power curve, and because of how I'm set with all my other settings, it makes no difference on that. Now we go into miscellaneous. So in miscellaneous, you should not have to change anything in there. Oh, that is good. Now we're going to test the plug braking on here. I did not realize you could plug brake these, but you can. And how it's done is you got to have your forward and reverse switch into reverse. Now it's still in neutral. You push your pedal, then it turns on the solenoid, which puts power to the controller, and then your plug braking works. But right now you're just going to go in reverse. But when you're moving forward, then the controller recognizes that the motor's going forward, and it just applies however many amps you've set it to. Currently I've got it set to 120 amps. I think I'm actually going to take it down to 50 amps, and we're going to show what that does, and then we'll go back to the 120 amps. Try this. I've got my programmer in monitor mode. Got my tablet recording the battery. It's connected to the battery. We're using 3,000 watts, 13 miles an hour. Should be recording the slope, miles per hour, everything with the camera. I've got the solar panels off, so they're not going to be feeding in. So everything we're doing is straight off the battery. Get it up to 16 miles per hour. We're using a little bit of power here now. Now we're coasting. Put it in reverse. We're using 0 power. Still using 0 power. Push that accelerator. Oh, interesting. See, we're slowing down. See that once it goes backwards, now it's kicking in 5,000 watts. But I was only using like 60 watts slowing down. So it doesn't take near the power when you plug braking as it does driving in reverse. But the thing about the plug braking is as soon as your car actually stops, then it does kick into reverse. So you want to let off that accelerator before you come to a complete stop. Now we're going to change it up to 120 amps and try it again. Okay, here we go. We'll get up to speed. Now we're set at 120 amps plug braking. 14, 16, you see the power usage. Once we hit 16, it drops the power usage way down. Let off the accelerator. Now we're not using any power. Reverse, hit that accelerator. Now it doesn't matter if you push the accelerator all the way down or just part way down. Now see, I let off soon enough, and I did not actually see how much watts we were using because I was doing too much other stuff, but it'll be on the screen. So with the plug braking, you can set it to whatever amps you want and kind of feel for how it stops and stuff. My theory is it's not really practical to use it all the time. I'm going to use it more like an emergency brake, because if I'm going down, you see this hill over here, we come down that hill and that is a long hill and your brakes start getting pretty hot. So I'm going to use it more of an emergency braking. You can put it in reverse, hit that, and if your brakes fail, you can still stop your golf cart. This is a $300 programmer. It's not actually Curtis brand, but it is fully unlocked at OEM level, so you can do all of the programming on the controller, which is nice. And for the price and what it does, I've been really happy with it. I'll put a link in the description. I've seen some people using a Kraken programmer, but I was doing some research on it. It says if you have problems with the Kraken, then you got to break out a genuine Curtis controller and fix it. So my opinion is just start out with one of these, especially for a build like this, because I can set more parameters and change more stuff and fine tune it with this. So this is a work in progress. I've got as much information as I could find and put in there and been testing it. Anything you want to add to it, drop it in the comments and we can refine this a little bit more. I've also included in here a section that talks about the J5 plug on the controller, where you put the power in so you can get a slower reverse. I haven't worried about the J5 with 48 volts. I mean, it's a little peppy in reverse, but not bad. But once I drop a 72 volt battery in here, I'm definitely going to be hooking up that J5. Hope this video helped some of you guys. Obviously, drop me comments and we'll figure out more stuff. You have more questions. So I've had some of my subscribers reach out to me and send me their story and their builds and pictures and stuff. And so I want to do a video about my subscribers and their builds. So if you guys want to be included in that video, send me your story, your pictures, and we'll put them in that video. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys in the next video.